Hello, everybody. Well, not that there's anybody here just yet, but yeah, it is what it is. I know it's middle of the day on a Thursday, but you know what? I ain't got shit to do because I was supposed to have jury duty today, but it got canceled because we have this little thing called Hurricane Nicole, and she's kind of coming towards us. So, since I don't know if I'm going to be available for Fuck It Friday, I figured why not go ahead and do something today since I have nothing else to do. Because, like I said, jury duty got canceled. So here we go. Anyway, I have been exploring this fascinating thing that I first found out from Mr. Medicare, which I'm gonna play one of his videos because Mr. Medicare's cool and he doesn't give a shit. But it's called Headmates. And we're gonna find out what a headmate is with this informational video thanks to Mr. Medicare. And then we're gonna go watch some compilations of them because these people are fucking insane. And they're fun to laugh at because they're obviously faking it. So let's go on to explore the phenomenon known as headmates, or faking mental illness for social media kudos. Let's go.
You need to check your fucking cis privilege.
Welcome everyone to the first episode of Tumblerisms. Today we're going to be looking at headmates. Now, before we begin, because there might be a few Tumblerettes who are watching this video, I wanted to try to accommodate your sensitivities by including a trigger warning for you. Sadly, I'm not able to do so. Many of you who know me personally understand the tragedy in my life. My father was murdered with a handgun, and because of that, triggers trigger me, and I can't put a trigger warning in this. It's kind of a catch-22, if you will, which is ironic because he was murdered with a Colt 22. I feel so unburdened now that I've said that, and that the tragedy can be put to rest. Hopefully you'll be understanding and grant me a little leeway. I'm not going to be able to explicitly warn you about all the scary things that might be coming up in the video, but I'm sure you're adult enough to handle it. You just have to grit and bear it, which I know is ableist of me to say. Some people can't grit. They have no teeth or tongues or fucking heads. But I think you get what I'm saying. So what exactly is a headmate? I'm sure most of you are probably curious what it is. You probably haven't heard of the term before. And that's completely reasonable. I mean, most people don't encounter crazy on a daily basis, so you're not going to be familiar with what a headmate is. Luckily for us, livingplural.tumblr.com has an FAQ section where they cover all of this. Let's take a look. Let's see what we're getting into here. Now, there are a lot of other terms associated with headmates, multiple systems, multiplicity, plurality, but we're going to try to get to the core of it, and I think this first question really gets to the gist of what it is. Question, what is a multiple system? Answer, it's a group of people sharing the same body while still being individuals with their own personalities and interests. That's interesting. That might sound like something you've heard before. There's another term for it. I believe it's called schizophrenia, or you might even throw in a little bit of multiple personality disorder or dissociative identity disorder. But that's not what we're talking about. This is different. A living plural is going to educate us. Again, this FAQ is so helpful. Let's look at this question. Are you schizophrenic, bipolar? Answer, some people are, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with being multiple. Oh, all right. So this is something outside of schizophrenia. Interesting. What about this? Do you have multiple personality disorder, dissociative identity disorder? Answer. There are people who have natural multiplicity, and then there are those who have MPD-DID, which is sometimes also called trauma-based multiplicity. So, going off of what Living Plural is telling us, is that schizophrenia, multiple personality disorder, or dissociative identity disorder, is a medical condition completely separate from multiple systems or headmates. And again, a headmate is simply a person
Hey, Mama T. I see you, darling.
occupying your body with you. Now, that could be anything, and I do mean anything. That could be a 400-year-old otherkin from the swamps of Louisiana. It could be a 22-year-old transsexual acrobat named Stefan from France. Or it could be a binary star located 300 light years from Earth. You could be a host to anything. Anything could be your headmate. Now, this Living Plural Tumblr is pretty great. I mean, it's got a lot of information for you to sink your teeth into, aside from the FAQ. Like this section, respect please. Oh, well, look at this, multiple etiquette. Here are the do's and don'ts when dealing with a multiple system. All right, let's take a look at a few of their do's and don'ts to try to get an idea of what a plural system, a multiple system, or a headmate is like. How do I not offend them? Because God knows, I don't want to offend them. I want to be as sensitive to everyone as I can be. Please don't call us alters or personalities. Huh, okay. Trauma is not always the reason we are plural. There's a chance it might be. So please be respectful about the subject until you know, and even after. We can be triggered like anyone else. Oh, hmm. Plurality and multiplicity is not always a disorder. Not all headmates are dangerous. Not all systems are unstable. We've been dealing with this for longer than you've known us. Respect that. We might have identities you are completely unfamiliar with, be it in regards to gender, race, species, or something else entirely. Please respect that we know what we are, whether you've heard of it before or not. All of us are people. Now wait a minute. I don't want to offend anybody here, but didn't you just say 3 spaces above you that your identities could be anything in regards to gender, race, species, or something else entirely? So technically, not all of you are people. I don't know. I'm getting confused. Hopefully your amazing Tumblr will help me through this, so I don't offend any of you. Now, just based on this, you might be thinking, huh, this sounds completely fucking crazy. You would be right. But to really drive that point home, let's get to know the team. There's a team that runs this Tumblr, and I think we should meet them. A few of the individual, excuse me, I am being so insensitive. A few of the systems that run this Tumblr. We've got plurs, plurez, plurs, something like that. Plures. Throw it out there, figure it out yourself. We're a medium-sized natural origin system. Our most active frontrunners are Carrie, Hess, M, and Noel. We tend to discuss plurality with an emphasis on philosophical definitions of personhood and the complexities of plurality with materialistic, skeptical worldviews. We run a website about plurality, ex uno plurs. We've been in the plural community for over 4 years, and we were formerly known as the Fen Group before changing our system name to Plurs in 2011. How about the House of Asgard? A rather large group containing fictives, non-humans, a subsystem, and even a factive member. We are naturally conceived with a history of trauma. We are not diagnosed with DID, however we have symptoms. We like to consider a lot of our identity to be in the gray area. Main fronter is Lucas, non-human canine, male pronouns. You can find a list of all of our members on our About Us page. All aboard the crazy train, next stop, Batshit Central Station. Now, Living Plural isn't the only Tumblr you'll find this on. In fact, Headmates are all over Tumblr. It's got its own little subculture, its own little community built up around it. People support it, and they put it forward as a great and unique lifestyle. And I mean, this is real, right? This is totally legitimate. These aren't people who are just creating something fantastical to try to make their lives a little more interesting because they're either socially isolated or bored or don't have a lot of friends, and so they seek to try to make themselves different or unique by creating something that's truly extraordinary and then acting as if it were real. No, that couldn't possibly be it. No, this is totally legitimate. Let's look at a few of the conversations you'll find around Tumblr regarding this. Here we go. We have one. Somebody asking, why don't you just write a novel instead of pretending there are people in your head? Seems like a reasonable question. The response, wow, this is really rude. I'm not pretending anything, you ableist asshole. My headmates are very real, and for you to act like they're not is just as bad as me saying you're made up or whatever. I get maybe you've probably never been the victim of oppression or bullying, so you don't understand how difficult it is to be part of a multiple system, but you have no idea the prejudice we experience on a day-to-day basis. Get a fucking clue, Sophia. Oh, my heart weeps, Sophia. To have this condition, to uh, to to deal with a multiple system, my God, the oppression you must face on a daily basis. How horrible. Let's see. What are some other postings related to headmates we might see? We've had the 11th Doctor and a Weeping Angel in our headspace for ages, and they've managed to stay away from each other. But now we've got Loki too, and he keeps trying to get control of the Angel, and the Angel keeps trying to take control of him. It's really wrecking up the space. What should we do? The answer posted is, well, you could try to somehow separate the Angel and Loki by force, locking them somewhere so they don't get near each other. Or you could try kicking one of them out, which isn't the best option, but if that's all you can do, it's a last resort. Followers, any advice? LC Angel. I didn't know these were physical things, tangible items that you could, interact with on a real basis. I mean, maybe they're dancing around the hypothalamus, who knows? Somewhere under the skull, hanging out by the ear canal. Having a frappuccino, getting ready to type on Tumblr. Let's look at
Oh, who would want to be multiple mix from Silence of the Lambs? These people. These people. It's gonna get a lot funnier. We're just watching Mr. Medicare's informative video on Headmates before we start getting into the biscuits and tea of this little community that's still thriving on Tumblr and TikTok and all sorts of social media. So, but this was actually made back in 2014, so it is a re-upload. Someone got it from his from one of his websites and re-uploaded. But you know how Mr. Medicare is. He's real cool. He doesn't give a shit if he plays stuff on stream.
another one. Since we share a body, is it possible for my headmates to feel my phantom shifts? I'm a non-human as well as a multiple, and they've been telling me they've been feeling my shifts when they've been fronting. I don't know exactly what I'm asking, but I feel like it's something that's not supposed to happen. The answer? It's not uncommon. If I'm close enough to the front when someone else is fronts, they often feet my tail. Lucas, House of Asgard. How utterly unique and special, Lucas. Oh, here's a really good one. I have Jesus as one of my headmates. This is really hard to explain to my religious friends, you don't fucking say, who claim it can't really be Jesus, and they know Jesus better than I do. Any advice? The answer they received? I don't know how religious you are, Anon, but here's my opinion. As both a Christian, I'm a Methodist, and a headmate, explain that this is God working in your life in the way that He thinks is best for you, that God speaks to you, and this is how He does it. He's God. He can speak to you how He chooses, and ask them how they could know Jesus better than you. Will Magneton. Yeah, that's great advice. I can't possibly see that backfiring. Oh, you hear the voice of God? Totally legitimate. I say run with it. Whatever he tells
Well, I mean, Auntie, this is coming from Tumblr, so a lot of it is false jargon from like people reading bad articles on WebMD.
you to do, go and do it. I can't foresee
Hi, Blondie. How you doing?
anything bad happening from that advice. Great advice, Will. Now, I feel I'd be remiss if I didn't just show you what the reality of what these people are pretending at is really like. Let's get down to brass tacks. Headmates and multiple systems and plurality is bullshit. It's complete bullshit. Now, schizophrenia and multiple personality disorder and dissociative identity disorder, those are legitimate. So when we have a community like this, it's really disgusting in
Hey, dude brothers.
two different ways. In the first, it's mocking a real thing, and it's doing it in a callous and apathetic way. These people are using it to get attention. They're taking something that's horrible and tragic and people suffer with on a daily basis, and they're treating it like it's a game. And that's just repulsive. There's really no other way to look at it. Can you think of something more disgusting than that? Uh, I mean, it's hard to fathom. I suppose I could create a fake charity for children with.
Yeah, I figured I'd get on because I got a hurricane that's like coming towards me. And so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna stream until either my power goes out or my roof blows off, whichever one comes first.
Muscular dystrophy and just take the money and go spend it on hookers and coke. I mean, that's essentially what they're doing. They're trying to change the conversation. They create this fictionalized idea of what is really happening to certain people, and then they create an entirely new vocabulary and idea around it. So somebody who's really got schizophrenia or some other mental disorder and is fucking suffering.
I will say that one of the best things about having this hurricane coming towards us is it feels fantastic outside. It's like fucking 60 degrees, man, in Florida in November. That's unheard of. When we asked Mother Nature for a cold front so it could feel more like fall, she decided to throw a hurricane at us. So, yay.
Is now looked at like, oh, it's not that big a deal. I know this guy on Tumblr who tells me it's a fucking blast. All those voices you hear in your head? That must be awesome. Are they fronting yet? How many headmates do you have? Could you imagine how fucking destructive that would be? If you had
Oh no, dude, brothers. I'm not sweating it because, as far as I'm aware of, the Waffle House is still open. So as long as the Waffle House is still open, it's not a bad storm.
schizophrenia and some asshole on Tumblr who thinks they have headmates is having a conversation with you and tries to tell you it's a good thing, that it's not bad, that it's not horrible, that schizophrenia is yay awesome, and that you're just not coping with it right, maybe you should blog about it. Now that again, that's one reason it's fucking repulsive. The other reason, and this kind of ties back into that religious post, is there are really people who have horrible fucking conditions. And so when they somehow get onto fucking Tumblr and they're talking to these retards who believe in headmates, and they tell somebody who really has schizophrenia and is fucking having auditory hallucinations that they are legitimately hearing the voice of God and they should do what that voice tells them, can you fucking imagine the havoc that person is going to wreak? Oh, I don't need to take my meds today. Some guy told me it's totally Jesus. Yeah, your friends are telling you it's not Jesus because you're fucking crazy. Now, these people like to play pretend. What is it really like? I mean, what are these diseases that they like to play pretend about actually like? Well, take a look.
I know how to angle myself for the rest of the men, do you see? That's why I did that to Sue. That's why I did that to Aunt Ethel, you know. And I wanted Fritz and all of them to know, the praying mantis and the spider and the grasshopper, to know that I think it's very important that we act badly, but I think it's very important that we act in reality of what makes the world go round, you know.
Hi, Aaron. How you doing? Yeah, the Waffle House is still open as far as I'm aware of, so I'm not worried. As long as the Waffle House is open, it's not a bad storm.
You're liable to go sliding off the curb into your death on a man that can't control himself. So really, the endless wins, whether it's no or yes. So I think bulk sometimes wins. In some of the cases, you know, the very agile cases, the bulk wins. But I think the most important thing the the devil can do is to self-sacrifice and coordinate the Kmart walk so pleasure can be evened out.
Now that gentleman's name is Bob. That was from an HBO documentary about schizophrenia. You can see how disjointed his conversation is. He has to live with his parents. His life is so fucked up over his condition, even with treatment, that he can't really function on a day-to-day life. This was an academic, somebody who was in debate, who had a high intellect, who was into, different kinds of sports, and it was completely cut off at the knees for him. This isn't some great thing. This isn't some grandiose thing for him. He doesn't blog about how fucking fun it is. He doesn't talk about the voices he hears as headmates. It has ruined his life. Let's take a look at another example.
I get to the point where I don't want to live anymore because the mental process of the mind takes over. When I think I'm doing good for a while, something mental takes over and it scares me.
When's the last time you felt good?
I don't remember. It's killing me. It's keeping me from having a boyfriend, keeping me from driving. It's killing me. I just believe if somebody's been suffering years ago, they should take an OD and die because psychologically they may not want to take the OD, but to get out of their misery, they might. They fight it every night. And every day he's always fighting with me. Michael's always fighting with me. Drop dead, geek, retarded bitch. Oh.
No, what she's saying is pretty accurate. A lot of people who have these conditions, the real conditions, kill themselves. It's not a fucking game. The suicide rate is anywhere from 30 to 50% from somebody with like something like full-blown schizophrenia, and they vary obviously country to country and year to year. but it's a serious thing. I mean, she, is talking about suicidal ideation and about the voices she hears. Now, when these people talking about headmates are writing and blogging about how fantastic this is, and they're talking about, oh, so and so is fronting and we're having conversations and they're fighting with each other, they make it sound like it's fun or like it's two people in a room having a conversation. The voices she hears aren't like that. All right, she's being called a bitch and a cunt and a geek and a retard. Can you just imagine that? Imagine somebody being in the same room as you and screaming at you and calling you horrible names and they won't fucking stop. Are you gonna go on Tumblr and blog about how fucking fun that is? So you can see how repulsive this is. It's just disgusting. These people are horrible people. To make something like this up to become unique and special and to get attention, to take away what a real condition is and to try to twist it to your advantage, and to degrade the people who actually suffer from something that you're mocking and pretending to have? What kind of moral character do you have? How do you live your life? So if I had to choose what category Headmates falls into, I'm probably going to put it in three. It seems like something that's developed by people who are especially lonely or socially isolated and are desperate to try to become something unique. Your typical special snowflake. Because after all, Tumblr is a blizzard. It is full of snowflakes, and you need to be a special one. And the only way to do that is to create the craziest shit you can, and to try to convince other people that it is totally legit.
Hey, it's
All right, so how'd you guys like that informative video about headmates? You guys know about headmates? They're fucking insane. We're actually going to take a break from the videos for a second because I've been looking under the headmates tag on Tumblr. And ignore the fact that I have 25 messages. Yes, I am on Tumblr. But we're going to read some of these because this is just batshit insane. These people are doing this so they can have social media kudos, so they can have their precious victim points. That's why they do this. So we're going to turn back on my happy music because this is not a spooky stream. There we go. This is a happy stream. Oh yeah. The video that we were watching when you came in, Aaron, that is from as far as I know, it's from 2014. So that was when it was re-uploaded. Mr. Medicare actually did like a whole series on different things that go on Tumblr. So the video at least was re-uploaded on 2014. So that's how long this has been going on. This is shit, and it's still going. It's still going. But anyway. Anyway, this is from a Tumblr called Void Galaxy Shenanigans. And it says, I was given permission to post as myself. Nuts. I'm awkward about it, so here it goes. Hi, I'm Hemlock. He, they. You can always tell when they add pronouns to their profiles. I'm a protector and a persecutor, and I've been dormant apparently for around 10 to 12 years. In the time I was down, I expected the body to be different, and that's fine. There's been a couple improvements even, better wardrobe and all, but there's also so much other stuff. We got a therapist at some point. They know we're a system and are comfortable being overt / obvious about it here / on this platform, and more trauma, of course, because, I mean, to them, trauma is, stubbing their toe on the kitchen sink or something. Last I remember, it was supposed to be secret and not letting on to Nico and all the frequent fronters was like my good guy card / MET. It was something I was good at. I have no idea. I don't know who Todd is. I have no idea. I'm a persecutor, so I don't have a lot going for me. Self-destructive, my own self-care is shit, but I'm able to caretake for others. Self-deprecating, heck, probably also some kind of self-harm that I didn't know was bad too. So with that gone, am I just a bad headmate again? I want both an answer and fear the answer. Please answer that, but also please don't. I'm indecisive. No shit. I'm very disoriented and our body is physically ill, which isn't making me feel better. There isn't exactly a point to this, but coming out of a long dormancy is disorienting to say the least. Honestly, I would not put it past our favorite land whale to hear about this shit and then decide that she's a headmate and that her true personality has been dormant for many, many years, and the one that we've been talking to isn't really her, so she has no control over anything. So here we go. Let's finish this up. And the fact that all the usual caretakers are so worn down that they called on a persecutor caretaker to handle things, that's bad. I don't know exactly what to do about it, but it means we're doing too much of something, or not enough self-care, or both. I don't know. Anyway, how's your day going? Mine's great. Hemlock, he, they. All right. So apparently now we're going to go into some of the headmates. Just oh yeah, Todd. I don't know. I don't know anything about Todd's background or anything, so I figured it was Todd Malakote. Just publicly replying to you, don't mind me. Yeah, it is. Just publicly replying to you, don't mind me. Hemlock, no, you aren't bad. You're capable of doing better, and we need you right now. Just because we no longer need to hide that we exist / that we are plural doesn't mean you're bad. You have other talents, and as you front more, I'm sure you'll get better at other things too. Ward, primary gatekeeper, he, they. Oh, you're going to hear all kinds of weird little phrases and words. You're going to hear things like gatekeeper and caretaker and this fun little thing called littles, which is when their supposed headmate is underage, is a child. And so it's like, no, that's just kinky shit. My mom has friends who are littles. That's just kinky shit. Edit update. It's completely okay to reply / interact with this post. Hemlock could use the reassurance. We don't mind people liking, interacting, etc. Usually quite the opposite. It makes us smile to see people interacting with our posts. If you want to reblog to add something, you can, or ask questions about dormancy / systemhood. System is what they call their little grouping of entities in their brain. They call it a system. They like to think that it's a whole bunch of people that are in their heads, and they can be anything. In fact, I've got some compilations on here where people are adopting headmates from actual real life people, which is kind of creepy. Really creepy. It's almost as bad as shipping real life people. Oh yeah. Yeah, I have no doubt they're reappropriating language. Ask questions about being a persecutor / persecutor caretaker, or generally ask questions or offer reassurance. That's okay. If you want to reply or send us asks, even anon asks, for any of those reasons, that's okay. My only comment is if you are specifically fake claiming or sending / posting hate or shaming Ward or Hemlock, you will be blocked. Our page is a safe space for all our headmates and other systems, and we will maintain that. So in other words, if you don't subscribe to their brand of batshit crazy, then you're going to be blocked. And you're going to be blocked, and they'll probably go on their blog and cry about how, they're being so persecuted, how they're so oppressed, and everything like that. So they said, let's see, we got 11 replies and 7 likes. Luckily, no reblogs, so there we go. So they hashtagged, hashtag did system, hashtag OSDD system, hashtag plural game, hashtag plural system, blah, 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 blah. There we go. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so this is from a Tumblr called Tox System. They say it's been soda. So apparently they can also have drinks as their headmates. It's been soda fronting for a few days now, and it's so weird to go from a majority of headmates who want to lurk quite masked and fit the clothes around that to a completely genderless entity who feels suffocated by any idea of gender in any way. Like, I'm still comfy in these clothes, but I just want to be in a t-shirt and soft cotton shorts, to be honest. And also, I like our hair shaved, but I'm the one who went and got it shaped because that was our plan, lol. God, these people are fucking nuts. Alright, so this one is from Unknown Lost System. I tried chatting with all the headmates the other day. So, also another thing that you'll notice in some of these is that they'll talk about being able to basically have like a group meeting with their headmates. Have a group meeting with these fucking batshit crazy things that live in their heads. Days but not confused. All about the breakdown and brainwashing. Yeah. Ugh. But so you'll hear them talk about how they can interact with these people, these entities in their head. How they sit around, have these little chats, and they interact with each other and everything else. They have absolutely no idea what living with dissociative identity disorder or multiple personality disorder actually feels like. Yeah, exactly. It sounds like they're having gender dysphoria, but instead they're calling it something else. Hey, Aaron, how you doing, darling? I see you popping in. Alright, so this one is called Unknown Lost System. It's on Tumblr, obviously, because Tumblr is where these batshit crazy people tend to congregate. It said, I tried chatting with all the headmates the other day. It was pretty nice. We have this one, Alter, maybe, who is just like a shadow creature. I'm assuming he's a trauma holder. I think he wants to go by Enigma, but also totally not sure, since he literally doesn't speak. He gives off a lot of bad vibes, but I'm trying my best to show him love and compassion. I want him to feel love. Anyways, it's really interesting talking to everyone in Headspace. That's what they call inside their brain, which, I mean, obviously if you subscribe to this kind of shit, then yeah, you have a lot of space in your head right now. Anyways, it's really interesting talking to everyone in Headspace because I'm always surprised to see them somehow. Elliot was a lot younger this time, so I guess he slid back in age. That was new to see. I'm trying to get to know everything better because we've been having trouble, but baby steps, right? I mean, how insane does that fucking sound? He's talking like this phenomenon that they have going on is just something they can turn on and off with a switch. And it's something that they can just walk into and talk to everybody. And talk to all these different things. Yeah. They're all pretending. Alright, so this one is coming from plural egg culture. And it's their pinned post. So this is an introduction. So, introduction. Hi, this blog is intended for sharing humorous stories and remarks that systems had before they realized they were a system. Ugh, I don't know why they keep doing that. It is intended to be a lighthearted place where we can all share experiences and moments that make us smile in retrospection. If you're unsure what an egg is, in the trans community, for example, and elsewhere, an egg is someone who has not realized they're part of that group. In this context, a plural system who hasn't realized that they're plural yet. In other words, hi Carrie, I see you, darling. How you doing? We're talking about batshit crazy people. We're talking about headmates. People who think they have things like the 11th Doctor and a weeping angel living in their head. Yeah. But yeah, it's someone who has an active imagination but hasn't quite subscribed to the fact that you guys are batshit crazy yet and hasn't subscribed to your indoctrination yet. Now, I'm going to say this as someone who has a pretty active imagination on World of Warcraft. Just heard something thump on my roof. I think it was just a branch from one of the trees above my house. Comes with the fun of having a hurricane coming towards you. But I do dabble in some roleplay on World of Warcraft. I have like 22 freaking characters on one of the roleplay servers alone. I don't believe that any one of them are in my head. I don't believe that I can just close my eyes and take on the personality of that particular character. Now, I do, when I'm alone, usually, and I'm feeling, and I don't have anybody to bounce ideas off of, I'll bounce them off myself. That's just one thing I do. However, I don't believe that they're actually real. They're not in my head. They're not fronting. They're not doing any of this bullshit. They are just characters that I made, that I play on World of Warcraft, and that's it. That's all they are. These people believe that these characters that they create in their heads are actually people. It's separate entities from themselves and not an extension of their imagination. It's just insane. All right. So, this blog is run by Nebulosa Systems, specifically Sasha and Kara more often than not. Those are two of their little quote-unquote personalities. And was the result of rattling off some amusing lines that we shared with friends recently while looking back on our pre-systemhood thoughts and ideas. This is not the place for ciscourse or cismedicalism. I love their made-up words. Nor will it be intentionally supported here. Exclusion and gatekeeping only serves to hurt us all. Additionally, TERFs, racists, and other problem people will be blocked if detected. On submissions, submission posts should be started with plural egg culture is, or something similar, with variants more than welcome for your experiences with systemhood. Median egg culture is, endogenic egg culture is, for example. This info post may be refined over time. We're new to setting up this sort of blog. Alright, so this one comes from a Tumblr called XXX Table XXX. And this goes into the fucking creepy side of shit, okay? This goes to the creepy side of shit. Because this person talks about two actual people, real life people, who exist today, these days, as if they live inside their fucking head. So it said, recently we had a Mumbo headmate walk into our system. So, if you don't know, a lot of the characters that this person is talking about, like Mumbo and Grian and stuff, are Minecraft YouTubers. They're Minecraft YouTubers who are who like to do things called like Hermitcraft and Last Life and stuff like that. And one of the compilations actually has someone who thinks that is their headmates with them. So, hey Tangled Bliss. So this is some of the shit that I find creepy. Because while it's one thing to claim that, like, the 11th Doctor from Doctor Who is your headmate, or Loki is your headmate, or Sailor Moon is your headmate, you're now trying to adopt real people as if they actually live in your head. As if you do not view these people as people. I mean, although I will say that if any of you adopt me as your headmate, watch out, because I like arson. So I will set your headspace ablaze. So we recently had a Mumbo headmate walk on into our system, and that complicates how season 9 will be for us as an enjoyable experience, solely because of the new Grumbot in the season that came through the rift. I have no idea what they mean by that. I, Table, had my heart ripped out at basically every bad or sad if you think too hard about it thing that happened to that robot boy for the first time. Now we have a proud, soft, worried dad sharing a brain with me who's currently worried about more potential angst Green has planned for Hermitcraft. Oof. So, this person thinks that Mumbo lives in their head. A Minecraft YouTuber lives in their head. Ugh. Okay, this is something we're going to be looking at a little bit later, but I wanted to watch a few more videos with you guys. The first one that we're going to be watching is someone who is actually trying to start this sort of almost like a medical thing going on. It's called Co-Consciousness and Other Confusion. And this is someone who believes they have a system, and they believe that they're trying to medically explain this shit. But we're going to get to see just how bat crazy it is. Let me just turn off my music.
Daniel. I'm running the video today. Wynn wrote a script for me, but I'm going to use it more as an outline. She likes to go like super word for word, but I'm not. I feel like that's a little too fake, so I'm not going to. A lot of people ask us questions like, what is it like when you're inside? What does switching feel like? Stuff like that. So I'm going to talk about that today. I want to start by saying what we feel, and the stuff that I'm about to describe, like some of it could apply to other systems, but DID is such an individualized experience. Like, no two systems are ever exactly the same. If you're a system and you have different experiences with co-consciousness, leave a comment. Maybe expand on something that I said, and yeah, let's spread awareness, educate, break stigma. Ready, set, go. So the most obvious thing that people think.
Yes, let's break stigma on you wanting to convince people that you have other people living in your head. Now, I know that dissociative identity disorder is often triggered by extreme trauma, and it's a way for a person who has experienced extreme trauma to basically, it's a way for their brain to kind of protect them from that trauma. These people are taking that trauma response and they're turning it into this cute little game where, oh, so and so's fronting, and oh, we're just having conversations in my head. They're turning this thing that is a trauma response and making it into something that is cute and fun and just absolutely fantastic for social media kudos. It's just absolutely ridiculous.
Think of when they think of like me being out front and Wynn being inside is like a blackout period. They don't remember anything at all. It was black. They have no connection to what happened while one of their headmates headmate is our preferential term to alter, just because alter sounds very like clinical, and headmate fits kind of the way we feel like a family.
Yeah, you don't want to insult the crazy people.
Black out, and that is called time loss, or most people call it time loss, which is pretty much exactly how it sounds. It means that the person, the host, the person who is inside, can't recall any events. Sometimes they don't know how much time has passed, and sometimes like you don't even know that any time has passed at all, because you just have no frame of reference. So like if you're sitting at home messing around on the internet and someone comes out and 30 minutes passes, everything's just so much sort of the same that when you come back out, you don't even know that 30 minutes is gone. You're just like, oh wow, I really lost track of time, didn't I? Time loss.
Okay, bitch. I've had that happen to me where I will be doing something, my focus will be entirely on that thing that I'm doing. A lot of times playing World of Warcraft, sometimes when I played The Sims, could play The Sims for hours and not even realize that hours had gone by. It's like I'll look at my clock, it'll be like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll go into a Sims game, start playing, make my house, get everything going, and then all of a sudden it's like 10 o'clock at night. But no, that's not how dissociative identity disorder works. You don't just have this gentle shift into it's all of a sudden. Usually it has to be triggered by something that you're seeing or hearing, like a loud noise or a certain picture or something that the person would associate with their trauma. And so the brain puts them in the back and brings out that other personality in order to protect them. At least that's from my understanding. I don't know if I'm right. I don't know if I'm wrong. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just saying what sounds sense. Oh, yes, Carrie. How many families have you killed yet? Have you killed anybody? If you have not killed anybody yet, you are disappointment.
Can last anywhere from just a couple minutes all the way to months or even years at a time. So, if option A is
Oh, yes, if you've ever experienced a time loss, such as, when you're playing a game or you're watching videos on YouTube, you have dissociative identity disorder and your headmate is taking control. There you go. There's your explanation.
time loss, then what is option B? Well, that is something we call co-consciousness. That is when one or more alters basically is aware. Co-consciousness comes in a varying amount of degrees, and we kind of refer to it, in lack of a better term. So here's the front, right? We've got the front, so we've got further back and closer to the front. Here's time loss. Say you're like here. You're pretty far back. You're still co-conscious, but you're pretty far away from the front. So to explain that, I kind of think of, like when you're in a class and you're in a really boring class and then all of a sudden this bell rings and you realize that you have no idea what that lecture of the day was about. You remember hearing words coming out of the professor's mouth, but details are gone. You are borrowing notes from a friend. It can get kind of confusing though when you're right up close to the front, where you and at least one other headmate are so close to the front together that you don't actually know who's out front at the time. That sounds really bizarre, but okay, so picture you and a friend each have a game controller in your hand, and there's a video game on your TV, but only one of the controllers is plugged in. Now, if this is a complicated game and both of your gaming styles are different, it's going to become apparent very quickly, even though you can see and hear everything that's going on in the game, that your controller is not plugged in. But if it's a very basic game, and you would instinctively start out, say, walking forward, it can take a while to be like, okay, so we're both kind of wanting to do the same thing. Which one of us is actually doing the thing? Let's say one of our cats comes up and rubs against our leg. Wynn's instinct would be, to be down and, oh, baby, and scratch her little ears and whatever. Kit, who hates surprise touches, like even if it's a quick brush against the leg, would instinctively jump away and look down and say, oh god, what was that? They're both.
Can you just hear the fucking insanity? Can you just hear the fucking insanity? Oh my god. Good lord. Honey, you don't have two people up front. You're just confused, darling.
Both gonna have that instinct in the moment so they can see, hear, feel everything. But what the body actually responds to tells us, oh, okay, so Wynn was actually up front this whole time. Yeah, it can.
No, darling, you were up there the entire time. You don't have any other people in your head. You don't have dissociative identity disorder. That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Seem confusing, and trust, it's confusing for us too. That's co-consciousness. Switching is a whole nother batch of feelings. And again, this is what it feels like for us. This does not universally apply to every system. This is just our experience.
You'll notice this a lot of times. While they sit there and say that this is our experience, this is how we experience this, this is how we do this and we do that. You'll notice that as we watch some of these videos, especially when we start getting to the compilations, that a lot of them behave in the same manner. That they're switching and their different headmates and everything else behave in a similar manner to each other. So basically, all they're doing is they're just feeding off of each other. It's kind of like with the gang stalkers, how it's that loop where you have someone who might have some kind of mental illness and they find all this batshit crazy stuff on YouTube or on TikTok or on Tumblr, and they start to believe that it's happening to them. and it just starts this whole cycle. But this is just people pretending to have multiple personality disorder because it's cute, because it gets them pings on social media and views on TikTok and notes on Tumblr. It gets you all that good shit that gives you those endorphin hits. They don't understand the actual reality of having conditions like this. And it makes it very, very sad and very, very angering. I feel the same kind of anger towards some of these kids that I feel towards Shani when she starts talking about all of the quote unquote illnesses that she has. Because there are people out there who actually suffer from these conditions. There are people out there who have multiple personality disorder, who have dissociative identity disorder, who have all of these things that these people are claiming that they have, but they're being ignored in preference for this cute, romanticized, upbeat, oh yeah, we're fronting and oh we're co-consciousness and oh yeah, I didn't realize I didn't understand what was going on at the lecture because so and so was fronting. People ignore the reality of the situation in preference for this glamorized, cutesy, you know, fake version of it. And that's what pisses me off about it.
So switching, um, like the sensation, it kind of, if I had to describe it, it's kind of like a wave almost. And the body, like the body chemistry physically changes. Wynn gets tired a lot easier than me or than Kit. If she is out front and she feels sick or tired, one of us will come up and this energy will sort of wash over the body. That feeling of stress or weariness is just instantly like, boop, it's gone. Like, you threw off a jacket.
All right, Auntie Social Media, go run your damn errands. Get your ass out of here. I don't think we're gonna get any sex bots, but if we do, I'll feel monumentally better about my streaming skills if we can get some sex bots up in here.
Mental part's a little hard to describe because it's like you fall back and just watch someone drive. I can't describe the mental process very well. Yeah, so that is co-consciousness. If you have any further questions about it, please, please, please share in the comments. We would be.
Do your headmates have sex with each other? Do you guys like bang in the headspace? Is it like an orgy in there sometimes? That's a question.
Happy to, expand upon these topics, that we're already doing in different videos. If you guys have more questions or if these videos inspire questions, our goal is to educate. Yeah, so
our goal is to indoctrinate you into the batshit crazy and also to get social media kudos for being quote unquote sick.
That's co-consciousness. I am Daniel. Let me know if there's anything else I can explain. And, yeah. Peace.
No, darling, I don't want to fight to end the stigma. I want to fight to end the stigma against a mental illness. I, however, don't want to fight to end the stigma against someone faking a mental illness just so they can get ass pats on the internet.
We get a lot of questions.
All right, so we're going to start watching some very cringe Headmates shit. We are going to take a little bit of a break from that, though. We're going to go back, and we are going to... Nope, we're going to go over to plural culture. And we're going to read some of the shit that's going on here. All right, let's read their introduction. Yeah, I know. They can't explain it, but they're here to educate us. We got to be educated, guys. It says, welcome. Here you can submit things that are plural culture, which are sort of just like plural moods, e.g., plural culture is getting stares because you accidentally laugh so loud at your headmate's joke whilst in public. All systems of all types and origins are welcome here. All submissions will be posted eventually, as long as they are actually about plurality and start with plural culture is, or something more specific to what you're saying, such as I'm not pronouncing that word. You can try to pronounce it in the audience if you want to. Culture is, or even fictive culture is. And any submissions attempting to start discourse of any kind or are anti-endogenic or otherwise exclusionists will be deleted. Basically, if you don't send them something that reaffirms their delusions, you're going to get blocked. You're also free to send in asks about plurality if you have any questions, and we'll be happy to answer if we can. Yes, that includes advice questions. Please don't send in asks just asking our opinions on things, unless it's really important. We've answered those kinds of asks multiple times on this blog already, and it always ends in discourse. Excuse me, which we don't want. Sorry, excuse me. I'm drinking some Mountain Dew, so that's not what this blog is for. So if you send in an ask like that, they will be ignored from now on. And please don't hesitate to send an ask or message us if you want any kind of CW or content warning tags to be added to posts. A full list of content warning tags currently used on this blog can be found here. We are not clicking on those because I really don't give a shit. Okay, so we're going to go down to some of the asks. So let's get to some of the shit that's been sent in. Yeah, that's exactly Tangled Bliss. They want an echo chamber that stokes their egos. If you're not giving them ass pats and reaffirming their delusions, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. And I'm on Tumblr. I have blogs on Tumblr. Most of them are roleplay blogs, though, so don't worry. All right, so Anonymous. Plural culture is imagining the comfort a character from an AU in a fanfiction would give you. And man, I can perfectly imagine what a hug would be like. Then you turn around and there the motherfucker is, pulling you into his lap and letting your hair as you try not to cry. Okay, I think whatever headmate was in control of this when you sent in this ask, I honestly do believe that they were probably having a stroke. So you should probably check on them. Go into your little headspace and make sure they're not over there jerking in a corner. Okay? Okay. All right. So public transit. Cute. Plural culture is trying to map out your system and realizing there are far more people in there than you thought. Okay. Oh boy. I tell you what, there are characters that I like. There are characters in fiction that I identify with. There are characters, that I like to imagine how certain scenarios would be. I don't believe they're living in my fucking head. It's just me in here. It's lonely, and I often think about arson. But I don't have a lot of people in here. But if you guys want to adopt me as a headmate, feel free. Just remember, I come with cursing and fire. So you have been warned. Cursing, fire, and bad ideas. So there you go. Let's see. Anonymous asks, is it normal, or at least not unheard of, to not have a very clearly defined headspace, more like a grayish, foggy clearing than anything, or to never really see anyone else so much as just kind of know what they look like? It would track with how the body's imagination and memories usually work, if nothing else. And they answer, yeah, that's what our headspace is like too. It looks like how we imagine stuff when we're awake, which isn't super clear and often changes randomly. So, in other words, you have no idea what's going on in your own fucking head. There we go. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Plural culture is co-fronting for the first time ever and being really scared because the most that's happened has been y'all being co-conscious, so you think you fused and you aren't ready to fuse just yet. I think someone's headmate is a Steven Universe crystal gem. Plural culture is never be alone by Shadro. All right. Like I said, I think the headmate that wrote this is having a stroke. You may want to check on him. Plural culture is ugh, my head hurts. No less that 5 times a day. My God. No, not really. It's not enjoyable. Plural culture is having a rough week of disassociation to the point where usually there's 3 to 5 altars in front. Now there's 2 and they keep shoving me out, which is fair. I'm toward. Toward. I don't know how to pronounce that. There you go. Get those headmates out. You don't need that kind of negativity in your headspace. Plural culture is wanting to eat a bug, but nobody wants you to. And because of that, they will go to great lengths to not eat a bug. Personally, I think that this is very unfair and that they hate me. And they hate me having fun. I want to eat a beetle. Why will they not let me? Just want to eat a beetle. They just want to eat a beetle. Why won't my other personalities let me eat a fucking beetle? Why not a scorpion? Let's eat a scorpion. Come on, guys. They're tasty. They're crunchy. Let's go. Plural culture is getting frustrated with someone who literally affects how everyone works in the headspace. In not a good way. They make us worse. Anxious plural culture is hiding who you are even though your friends have always been accepting of you and your system. You just can't bring yourself to show your true identity. A lot of these people that send in these asks, I swear to God, their headmates are having fucking strokes. They're like spazzing out in the corner. Plural culture is getting an assignment in class about identity and how it should be easy, but it isn't easy because what are you supposed to do when there's like 100 fucking little ones? I think someone is taking gender studies in college. We're gonna read a few more of these and then we'll go to the cringe compilations. Plural culture is coming back to front after years and even longer since originally forming, just to find out the body is allergic to half of everything, and your hair is another color, and you live in another house, and you are taller and you go by another name, and this message has been cut short due to how absolutely long it is. Yeah, I know. Here's the thing though, Mama T. Some of these people believe that some of their quote unquote headmates are actually children too. They call them littles, which is funny, very ironic, considering the fact that littles is also a term used in BDSM culture to talk about adults who pretend to be children for pleasure reasons. My mom has some littles in her little group that she's in. So it's kind of funny that they call them littles, and I always laugh when they do. Plural culture is immediately stopping reading a comic series because you get the feeling a fictive may form, but you don't think any of the characters here would be a good addition to your system. So in other words, you could just be reading a book and all of a sudden, oh wait, there's a new personality in my head. That's not how dissociative identity disorder works. That doesn't work. You're fucking nuts. All right, this page right here is going to be the last one. And then I'm going to go to the cringe compilations. Plural culture is you having a bunch of one kind of headmate, us with all our scary but caring protective parental figures, for example, and being like, I think our cis brain is trying to tell me something, but I'm going to All right, my headphones died. Sorry about that. All right. Plural is falling to sleep for a nap as one alter and waking up as one who just came out of dormancy, giving a whole new meaning to the joke of waking up from a nap and not knowing what year it is. Don't worry, Aaron, we're back. I just had to plug them in, which means I have to deal with a cord from now on, but that's all right. All right, so now we're going to go back to the cringe, and I've downloaded quite a few of the, or I've got quite a few of these in my, yeah. So let's start.
We get a lot of questions about our headmate who happens to be a duck, and what I need you guys to understand is that we have interacted with this guy twice. The first time was in our one and only Headspace meeting, and he was just waddling around and stepping.
You have Headspace meetings, just like Zoom calls. Imagine that.
On everybody's feet. And the second time was when he fronted for like 3 seconds, and he looked at our arm and he thought, in a 40-year-old man's voice, like the voice of a 40-year-old man from Boston, he thought, where the fuck are my feathers? And that is all any of us have ever heard from him.
It's a duck. Oh my god, the person has the headmate of a duck. Oh my god. This is fantastic.
Hi, I'm Faye, I'm 17 and I'm part of the Bluebell system.
On my days, right, hi, my name's Che, I'm 26, I'm 26 now, boys. I'm the primary protector of the Bluebell system, nice to meet you.
Hi, my name's Alaska, I'm 22 years old and I am the emotional protector of the Bluebell system. Nice to meet you.
My name's Scarlett, I'm 16 and I'm a trauma holder in the Bluebell system.
Yo, my name's Indy, I'm 19, I'm the host of the Bluebell system and I'm really, really tired today.
Oh my god, right, my name's River, I'm 27 and...
You can tell that these glasses are fake because there's no distortion along the edge between the glasses and her face. And if you ever looked at someone who actually wears prescription, these people piss me off with their fake glasses because I have to wear mine all the time. Oh yes, I'd rather have the unnamed goose. Yes, unnamed goose. I have to wear my glasses all the time, otherwise I can't see. Well, I can see like shapes and it's all blurry. But you can tell that because there's no distortion. If you ever looked at someone who actually wears glasses, you'll see a little bit of a distortion where the glasses are actually refracting shit in order to make it so they can see. So this little bitch right here is wearing fake glasses in order to give the appearance that this is another personality, which is really pathetic. Oh, Carrie, how much you want to bet that one day Shani's going to come back to us and she's going to pretend that everything that happened it wasn't really her, it was a multiple personality. I mean, that's something she hasn't claimed yet. You want to add that to the bingo card, Shani? Come on, let's add dissociative identity disorder to the bingo card. Let's go.
I'm the secondary protector of the Bluebell system. My name's River. Nice to meet you.
Holy shit, her head is shaved.
Hey, it's Cole again. I've also seen the question floating around a lot, what is a switch? So a switch takes place when two alters basically trade places with consciousness. So right now, I'm fronting as Cole. If my primary protector Landon was to front, we would have to switch. Basically, switching who is in control of the body, who's fronting. And yes, there are definitely signs that I'm going to be switching soon. Not always, however, the majority of the time I'll start to feel very dissociated. My thoughts will get really fuzzy. It actually feels like my thoughts are being pulled from my head. I'll start to hear my voice and other sounds like through a tunnel, kind of like echoing.
How much you want to bet she got a lot of these descriptions from like WebMD?
Sometimes I get really nauseous and sweaty and anxious. However, fighting a switch, which means not letting it happen naturally, can typically cause a lot more anxiety and headache.
I'm mentally stable. I have dinner at a normal hour, like 6 o'clock. Oh, I have dinner at 6 o'clock. Yeah. It has to be at 6 o'clock though, like exactly at 6 o'clock, or else bad things will happen. You have dinner? I have dinner. Might be some issues later, but I have dinner. I would have dinner right now, but somebody ate too big of a snack earlier, so now I'm not hungry. Dinner? It's more like breakfast for me, because I woke up 10 minutes ago. I forgot about dinner. I forgot about dinner!
I don't know what this person is doing. Wait, most people didn't force themselves into fictional worlds as a child to trying to escape reality? No, I did that a lot. I mean, I played pretend a lot as a kid. I used to run around the woods pretending I was an elf from from a comic series that I used to read called Elf Quest. Doesn't mean they're in my fucking head. I have no idea what they're trying to say.
I'm mentally stable. I do my homework in a timely manner. I didn't do my homework. No, I didn't do the homework in a timely manner. I did a month's worth of homework in one afternoon. That's just how I roll. But there wasn't any homework. Was there homework? Was there homework? I didn't do any homework. Okay, no, there wasn't. Don't scare me like that. Jeez. Oh, shoot. Did somebody do the homework? Alex? Cindy's a little did the homework? Oh boy, okay. And there's a unicorn drawn on this. Okay, yeah, this'll be fine. Oh, the teacher's collecting it right now. Okay, and yep, that should be good. Yep, I forgot about the homework.
This person is just, although I have to admit, her things about ADHD is actually pretty spot on because, yeah, that's usually how my mind operates, and I have ADHD.
I'm mentally stable. I drive my car like a normal person. Just, no.
All right, go run, errant. Caffeine is hitting you. I know this is fun, but kind of boring. I understand. Not as interesting as watching the favorite cow, but hey, you know what? They're batshit insane, and why not?
Oh, what the fuck was that? Fuck you.
Okay, now I've yelled at my screen at my windshield quite a few times while driving. Don't think I have BPD, but I've yelled at my windshield quite a few times as driving, giving people the finger and screaming, "What the fuck do you think you're doing, dude?" Seriously, that's not BPD, dear. That's just road rage. Normal people get it too.
Are my windshield wipers too fast? No, it's like the same as that guy. Oh, but they don't even have them at all. Maybe I'm overreacting. No, like I need to see. But they're going, wait, and maybe just like dial down one? Where are we going? Dentist. I have a dentist appointment today. Oh, shit. I'm a go-go-go! Rock! Oh shit, I missed my turn.
I've done that too.
I'm mentally stable. I do the laundry every Tuesday.
Okay, let's skip this bitch.
I do the laundry.
You would understand why this shit is hurtful. Also, so these are your personalities, right? If you had DID, you would understand why this shit is hurtful. Also, you're not emo, so fuck off. We don't want you.
I don't want you either.
Being a male alter in a system with a non-binary host is a lot of fun, let me tell you why. 1. See this piercing? This is new. They decided to do this last night in lieu of sleeping. And yes, they did it themselves. 2. See these nails? They did these too. Now, they look wonderful. Not my favorite. Biggest thing is, we have work in 4 hours, and I can't get them off. So my lip is in pain, my hands aren't working, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it for a while.
Yes, you do have to deal with the consequences of your own decisions, and you cannot blame it on the imaginary people that live in your head. See, from the first one that we saw with that person that had like the fake glasses, you can tell these are real glasses right here because you can see that there is a distortion because right here is where the side of her head normally would be, but being that it's refracted through the glasses, it looks like it's right here. And that's because it's refracted through the glasses. That's how you can tell she's actually wearing real glasses. No, dear, you're not disassociating, you're zoning out. I do that sometimes on occasion. Like sometimes I'll be watching slime ASMR videos, which are fantastic, by the way. I absolutely adore them. And I will just zone out. This is weird, but due to all the issues in my home growing, I actually tried to create a different person to deal with it. Instead, I don't remember years and zero desire to relive it. Yeah, so, I mean, sometimes dissociative identity disorder, it will create like that type of dissociative amnesia, which is an actual thing that does happen, where people who have lived in traumatic experiences, their brain will put those experiences in like a little box, almost like compartmentalizing your brain, and they'll put them away because you can't deal with it. So, and a lot of times those memories cannot be just brought out at the turn of a hat. You have to have like some therapy, maybe some no, other people live in my head. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't saying that you have headmates. I was just saying that your brain compartmentalized the issues that you had at home growing up as a child and put them in a different part of your head. They just put them in a different part. Just put it in a different part. Kind of like locking them away in a separate room of your brain because you're not ready to deal with it. And dealing with it, you would have to like go to therapy, maybe do some hypnosis, stuff like that. But yeah, this is some shit that's going on. This is all fake. These people are pretending to have these disorders. They have no idea what actually living with these disorders is actually like. So yeah. Oh yeah, Carrie, they cracked me up too. That's why I decided to do the stream while I'm waiting to get blown away by a hurricane.
Hi there, my name is Cole. I currently am attempting to speak normally in 5x speed. However, I have absolutely no idea what to expect from this. I'm still putting my best foot forward.
Look at that fake Twitch.
I'm trying to figure this thing out. I just got here. I heard Cole from speaking in slow motion.
People are insane.
Wait. Pomegranates tastes more like beets. Granites.
Do the neck thing. Hey, look, she did the neck thing. Maybe that's why Rev does the neck thing. He's trying to fight off another personality switching over. And this is so fake. This is just so fake. Oh my god, these people are just... Oh, I wouldn't want you to relive it either. I know I've got some stuff that happened in my childhood that I'd rather not relive myself. And that's one of the reasons why I'm glad my jury duty was canceled today, is because me and courthouses, we don't mix very well. No, we don't. It's just so fake. It's so fucking fake. I'm gonna put on my music. There we go. Hey, Tubian.
Hi, I'm Zach. I am 12 years old. I'm a middle in our system, and that basically means that, like, I'm not a little kid, but I'm not a grown-up either, or what we call bigs in our system.
Okay, so we're coming into some new terminology. We have talked about littles, which are the children in these quote-unquote systems. Now we're coming on to middles, which is kind of like preteens, and then the bigs, or like the older teenagers to adults. Yeah, these people are just insane.
I'm being supervised right now because I have Landon and Lucy with me, and Cole's with me too, because social media can be dangerous for younger kids if they're not supervised. I got here when we were 8 years old, and then I
have to say, this is some
aged
good
until I
acting.
got to 11 years old, and then I like stopped aging, but then this year I started aging anyway, even though I didn't decide I was gonna. Sometimes...
Yes, because the people in your head can decide what age they're going to be, when they're going to stop aging, and when they're going to start aging. You have absolutely no cognitive control over anything that goes on in your brain. Sure thing. Sure, Jan.
It's really cool being a middle in the system because I don't have like too much responsibility. Then other times it really sucks because like I want to do things like with the older guys, but like I'm not really quite old enough to. But yeah, hi. That's all. I'm Zach.
I will admit, the pitching of the voice was really good. The pitching of the voice was really good. The mannerisms of a nervous preteen, obviously been watching a lot of that. So, yeah, I have to admit, spot on acting.
Oh, we're rabbit switching so hard right now.
Oh, yes, here we go.
Okay. Hi, it's Rita.
I thought that was your voice.
I think I can stay for a while now.
Okay.
Fuck's sake. Didn't want to always just switch, please. Hi, it's Judah, mostly, I think.
Are you okay?
I can't see very well, but yes.
Okay.
Oh. Hello.
Dissociative episode filming.
Yeah, it's not all Judah. So
No, it's
fucking
not.
tell.
That was a very Austin pose.
Yeah. Austin tried to switch, and then Oliver switched and freaked out, and then I switched.
Yeah, Carrie, it's like sometimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, like with my, because generalized anxiety is a bitch. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, a lot of times I will kind of just zone out for a little while. And it's not that I have another personality. It's not that I'm switching personalities. I'm still the same person, the same little shit poster that everybody's talked to before. But it's just that it's almost like my brain has to shut down for a few minutes so that way I'm not getting overwhelmed. And it's not something that I can just trigger on an instant for a fucking TikTok. weird. Yeah, that's the thing, Tangle Bliss. It's like these people can go from being can think that it's just easy to live like this. A lot of people that have like dissociative identity disorder and multiple personality disorder, they cannot live on their own. And as they age and get older, their brains begin to just kind of short circuit in a way until it gets worse and worse until they can't take care of themselves. But these people, they can be fully functioning adults, going about their day, buying groceries and shit. And then when they turn on the fucking TikTok, they start acting like this.
There's a principle in business.
You're just so high functioning. I think you just have trauma, and that's okay. Therapy will fix that.
Again, trauma to these people is stubbing their toe on the bed. That's their trauma. Maybe having a Charlie horse. That might be traumatic too. But that's trauma to these people. These type of suburbanite, their rich white parents thinking that, they're not special enough, so they have to create this type of this trauma. And it's like the minor inconveniences to them is a trauma. Being told that they can't go out past 9 o'clock at night, that's traumatic. Your parents are controlling you. Being told that they have to do their homework before they can go out and play. Oh, that's traumatic. You're trying to isolate me and keep me, all to yourself so you can continue to abuse me. These people, minor inconveniences to them is just full-blown trauma, which is the generation that has unfortunately been raised thanks to permissive parenting. Very permissive parenting. This is the result of very permissive parenting. And also a culture that now believes that you have to have something in order to be of any worth. You have to have either some sort of mental disorder, or you have to be some sort of skin color or anything like that. There are people in these compilations that claim that that claim that they have headmates that are black, that are Indian, that are all sorts of different ethnicities and stuff. And it's because the oppression Olympics has made it so you have to be something in order to have any type of worth in the world. The more victim points you have, the better off you are in life. That's the way they're playing this game as.
Okay, but what about this? Sometimes, when we really want to believe something, we do. Well, here you go. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks. I have new symptoms. Okay, well, seems like anxiety again, so let's give you some anxiety meds. Okay, how we doing? It didn't help, and now we have this to deal with. Shit. Well,
bitch, if your actual therapist is actually doing this, then you need to get a new therapist, because you're obviously just looking for someone who is going to give you what you want, which is all of these and I honestly don't believe that you actually seen a therapist, because I cannot actually see a therapist just being like, dismissing shit if it's an actual problem.
Sorry again. This is here. Sorry.
Just gifting you with different diagnoses so you can feel special.
After case ain't busted down, yeah, I left it. I forgave they violations, ain't seen them around yet to test it. Wavy pool, sit behind the pool. I'm telling the truth, bro. Remind me of Trey brushing his waves. Shit look like ramen noodles. Fuck, this shit sound like it's coming soon, bro. And this still sound like it's coming soon. New files sitting on my drive, nothing new yet. New vibes, and I can't get down what you do yet. New vibes, really can't get down to the pool yet. New bliss sitting on a sis.
So you're giving your headmates trauma so they can be mute. This particular TikTok is just fucking goldmine.
My wrist, yeah. New bitch riding on my dick like a kick, yeah. All in a days and I pay for the studio rate instead of the rent, yeah. Now I can hang in this bitch every day with some inspiration to hit. Look like I'm just for.
God damn it, I hate being a part of a fucking system. Actually, you know what, I'll keep this shirt on.
Okay, for those of you who don't know who Carcat is, or whatever the fuck their name is, apparently it's a character from Homestuck. But yeah, they're pretending to be this person and pretending that they haven't been aware of their surroundings in months. Which is... I don't even think I need to go into how batshit insane this is.
Did we fucking cut and dye our hair? What the hell? What? I haven't fronted in forever, Jesus Christ. The last time I fronted, we did not have this shirt. There was no grass on the ground, it was snow, and we didn't have this fucking goddamn...
They can't even spell ceiling right. They spelled it selling.
What the hell is going on? I will not lie to you. These are kind of cool. But what the hell is going on over here? Is that a shrine to Jake English? Did Dirk make that? Probably. I hate being a part of this goddamn fucking system. Shit.
Someone is a Homestuck fan. I never really got into it, so I guess I don't have to worry about ever having a headmate from Homestuck. Now, World of Warcraft, god damn it, I don't want any of those people in my head. Except maybe Anduin. Anduin would be cute. He's a bean. He's a sweet bean. But no. Illidan, no. Maybe Khadgar. Khadgar might be fun to have in my head. And Medivh. I love those two fucking agents of chaos. Hey, look, you don't have to be a male alter to be grossed out by a fucking period. I hate being on mine, okay? And why do you always have to talk about fucking periods anyway? What is it with social justice warriors and talking about periods constantly?
I keep her drunk. You ain't got dough, little boy, you a bum. She give me brain, that bitch so dumb. Used to be broke, I ain't had no funds. Now I spend it just for fun. Eat that hero shit for lunch. Fuck up in a bitch.
You know where I go when we're dancing. Handshakes in the Hamptons and getting drunk in the mansions with you.
Here's the thing. Here's my question. If your alters or your headmates or whatever, if one of these symptoms is having dissociative amnesia, how the fuck do you guys know that you're all filming this for TikTok? How do you know the song? How did you not pick another song if you all have different personalities and different tastes and different likes? Why didn't y'all switch songs when you were filming different segments of this? Could it be that it's all fake?
You look so classy. Come through with that magic.
We have been asked whether we have different or all the same handwriting. We just barely got a new journal.
Yeah, I know, Tango Bliss. Kick them out. They ain't paying no fucking rent. Get the fuck out of my damn head, man. You gotta bring the bread if you want to live here.
I have no idea what happened to the other one. Someone must have hit it, but this is my writing on the front, Mia. And I decorated it with Tim Burton stickers. This is the inside. That's my writing, and there's the rules for the system. And that's Luna's, Didzy's, Jinx, Alice, Venom, Penny, and Sadie can't write yet.
Oh yeah, she has Pennywise in her head. Just fucking Pennywise. And let's see, she has Venom, and she has Jinx, which is a video game character. These are all little personalities that live inside of her fucking head.
Oh, and mine's up there. I wrote all this stuff too. Alice is a bitch and didn't say hello. She just said, I want to go to bed. But, you know, it's 4 in the morning and I can't sleep. And so I'm kind of keeping everyone awake and I feel like an ass. But, I just decided to pull this bitch out and show you guys since we just started it a couple days ago. Bye.
Oh my god, these people are crazy. Of course they rate the lesbian vibes as a 10 out of 10. But all the art styles are... They are literally a person trying to draw in different art styles. You can tell by like the shading and the coloring and everything like that. They're just one person trying to draw in different art styles. You see it all the time. People post these art boards where they try to draw different characters in different character styles. And it's perfectly... You can do it. You can absolutely do it. That you can change art styles on a whim. And it just so happens that every single one of their headmates is an artist and can draw.
Hello, darling. Hello, love. Hello. 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 No, come back. Love, please. Hello, darling.
She's acting that way because you're fucking scaring her, bitch. It's not because the dog actually understands that there could be a separate personality. Not saying that there is, but there could be a separate personality. It's because you're weirding the dog out. If I start acting differently than what I normally act towards my dog, yeah, it's gonna weird her out. And it just so happens that your alter thought to film this. Okay. Yeah, sure, Jam. Look at the fake twitching. Look at the fake fucking twitching this guy's doing. Oh my god, did you see that fake fucking twitching? It's like, dude, if you didn't want to do the challenge, just don't do it. Oh boy. They're switching out, guys. They're switching out.
Now it's impossible to hear two voices in your head at the same time. What is she talking about? I hear two voices in my head at the same time all the time. Isn't that right, guys?
Who is she
Sounds
talking
right
to
to me.
me?
What
What is she talking about?
Bitch, there is no way that you were diagnosed, that you had this shit going on when you were a kid. That's called having an active imagination. Oh, yeah. There was another video I saw where someone was talking about how to communicate between your alters or your headmates, and that was one of the things they said, leave notes for each other. And I'm just like sitting there going, oh my god, you guys really believe that you're doing this shit. Okay, so this person believes that they have a headmate of a child in their head. So they are making them a customized pacifier. Now, I am not knocking the kink of age play. We do no kink shaming on this channel, unless the kinks are illegal and involve children or dogs. Actual children, not people pretending to be children. I mean, like actual children. There are some people that just get off to being taken care of like that, like a child. There are some people that do. And there are some people that use it as a way to protect themselves from past trauma. Some people, they do the age play and stuff in order because something traumatic happened when they were a kid, and they just want to be able to relive their childhood normally without the trauma. So no kink shaming here. But this person believes that they have a child living in their head, so they're making them a custom pacifier. I sure hope that paint is food safe. Oh, who am I kidding? You probably huffed enough paint. You probably eaten enough lead paint chips in your childhood. You're fine.
People with DID can't interact with their alters. I don't know. I mean, hey guys, what do you think? Yep, totally right. What? I'm kind of busy right now. Do you want me to spray them with a spray bottle? Because I will. What? I said this person just said they don't think we can interact with each other. Say that again!
So these people are, what this person is saying is that there's just like, they can just like go into their head and sit in a room with all of these little personalities that they have and just interact with them and talk to them. Do you guys, I'm pretty sure that all of you realize how dangerous this is to people who actually suffer from dissociative identity disorder. How this just makes people either not believe them when they say they suffer from it, or think it's just something cute and fun, and you don't need to get treatment for it because, oh my god, it's just amazing. You have all these people in your head. That must be fun. It's dangerous for these people to be pretending that they have these disorders. It's dangerous to the people who actually have these disorders.
Hold on! I'm in the basement! What? Do y'all not see I'm trying to do some work? Yeah, you're pissing me off, too. I just want to know what she said! I said this person doesn't think we can interact with each other! Oh, that's it? Yeah, that's bullshit. There, does that help? Y'all are fucking crazy, you know that, right?
We're fucking crazy? We're crazy. I'm sorry, bitch, but I'm not the one who believes that I have different people living in my head.
Absolutely. We all have different sexual and romantic orientations. I am demi and polysexual.
Here comes a bunch of fucking buzzwords.
Poppins is polysexual in the opposite direction, in that I am not sure I like women, and Poppins definitely doesn't like men. Thorn is asexual and not sure about if or who they like romantically. Vic is Arowace. Red doesn't know, but is pretty sure that when she grows up, she's going to like girls. Elizabeth is bisexual. Rylan is a baby. Pigeon is pansexual. We are all different.
Man Tits has a fucking baby in their head. Rainbow glasses, ginger-haired Man Tits has a fucking baby in their head. Excuse me.
The f is wrong with you? Just admit it was a shitty idea. Having a grandson? That of fake acid? Are you dying of dementia?
Damn, son, these bitches want some. Hey, Freddy, can I, no, bitch, you fucking dumb.
See, they make it so cute. There you go. That sounds good. But the thing is that they make this so cute. They make this so adorable. They make this so much fun and everything else. And it's not. And it's just not.
Yeah, my dad just pretty much like abandoned us. Ooh, but have you heard of saltines but small and then put them in your soup? Wow.
I have no idea what's going on with this chick and why she chose to do that stupid thing. All right, you know what, guys? We're gonna leave this here. I will come back to this probably tomorrow and finish up these compilations because, again, tomorrow I'm off because my job decided to let me off for fucking Veterans Day. So I may find some more cringes. I may just do shanty. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens, but I'm gonna cut it off here because it's almost been 2 hours. I'm tired. I know you guys are tired, and everybody's just kind of popping in and out. So I'm gonna go. I will see you guys later. Y'all have fun. And hopefully I will not be blown away and my power will not be knocked out. So far, everything's been going good. It's been no worse than a normal thunderstorm. So, like I said, as long as the Waffle House isn't closed, I'm pretty confident that this is just going to be just a bad thunderstorm. So, but I will see you guys later. Hopefully, I won't get blown away. You guys have a wonderful afternoon. And bye bye.